Hello, Rob here from the Flanagan Homestead. I'm out in front of Holland American Bulb Farms, one of the largest tulip growers in America. And my friend Benno is going to take me through and show us how they grow tulips so you can have fresh cut tulips out of season many times of the year, not just in April when they are normally available.
So here we have our tulip planting line for, let's say, what I showed you just a minute ago in the cooler.
Yeah.
Here's where they plant them.
Okay.
So we have peat moss. We have peat moss that is going to go in those trays. On top of the peat moss we plant the tulips. And on top of that we put a little layer of sand. And then we make sure that they are moisture enough. Then they go to the cooler.
Okay, so here's the trays being planted. We've got peat moss on the bottom. The bulbs are going in the trays, and then we're putting sand on top.
Yeah.
Now this
See, first
conveyor belt is slowly rolling. Where is the sand being automatically dropped in with this machine here?
First we get water on there, so irrigation, to make sure that peat moss is nice and wet.
I'm going to come up there closer.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see this on the camera. There's water. Oh, there we go. There's water misting the bulbs and the peat moss, and then we get up to this machine and the sand is being dropped in on the back side. We'll get around there on the other side. You can probably see it dropping in there. So here we go. The trays, you can see back there the trays with just moistened peat moss and bulbs, and then the sand is being dropped on, and here is a tray with the bulbs completely covered with sand. They have not sprouted yet. And how long is it going to take them to sprout?
It will take about 5-6 weeks. And but it depends on the variety. But it starts sprouting pretty quick. And the reason that we put the sand on there is because if we wouldn't, then when the tulips are going to root, then they might lift up. So that's why this holds it down.
Okay, so right now we have bulbs sitting here ready, waiting to be planted out or moved out into the greenhouse, and they use different temperatures. So Benno, what's the process here?
Kind of interest, these were actually planted on my birthday.
On your birthday?
11/12. So anyway, so when the bulbs are coming in from the Netherlands in bulb states, then we put them in, let's say, in about 68 degrees. And then before we are going to put them in the trays, then they are going to 65 and then to 62. And then at a certain point when we put them in the trays, we are going to 48, we are going to 45, 42, 35, 32 and freezing. So it is all depending on what time of the when they are in the coolers.
How many days or how long are they at each temperature as you lower it down? Obviously you can't do it overnight.
Depends. It depends on the variety, depends on the time, because sometimes we are going quick with the temperature down, sometimes we are keeping them for a certain temperature, but it depends on the variety and it depends on the time. So we are keeping an eye on the sprouting, and once they are planted, on the sprouting and the rooting. See, the rooting system has to be up to par, so we know that they have strong roots before we are going to bring down the temperature.
So they start sprouting. At what temperature you're keeping them at while they start sprouting?
About 45.
45 degrees.
Yeah.
So yeah, we think of most crops and flowers to be sprouting and blooming at warmer temperatures, but the tulips, they can get started at 45 degrees.
Now, see, the thing that we are doing in these coolers is we imitate Mother Winter. Because if you plant your bulb outside, then Mother Winter will have a cooling period. And then when it is spring, then they will come out of the ground and they will start flowering.
How many rooms like this do you have where they're still in the freezer or cooler?
About 8.
8 rooms like this. You guys probably can't see this on camera, but you can see the height. But this is not just one row. There's several rows back behind there.
Yeah.
Look here, there's probably, I'm guessing 8 more rows behind the stack here. We were over there the other day, a few weeks ago when they planted, and that's your big greenhouse, and off here in the distance are the hoop houses that you say there's a bunch in there, and you say you rotate between the two. You don't actually start stuff there and take it out there, do you?
No,
or
no,
do you,
no.
It's just that when the greenhouse is full, then you start using the
Yes.
hoop houses.
And we are going every week. We are going with a new set, so that we get flowers all the time.
Okay, and to review, from the time you put it in the greenhouse till the time you're ready to cut them, how long is that?
About 3 weeks.
About 3 weeks. Okay, excellent. Let's go see it.
We have 21 of those smaller hoop houses, and when we don't have enough space in the big greenhouse, then we start in these, and then when they are harvested again, then we are going to put new ones in here, but they are now harvesting over in the small greenhouses, hoop houses.
So it looks like you've got sunscreen over the top of your hoop houses.
Yeah.
Don't you want as much light in as possible this time of year?
No, you know, actually what is kind of nice about tulips, they can do it with very little light.
Really?
In fact, you can grow tulips indoor. You can grow tulips in a warehouse.
Really?
With yeah, some lighting, but not much.
That's
No,
amazing.
it is not like other crops. For lilies, you have to have much more light. With
Yeah.
most other flower crops, but not with tulips. So that is an advantage.
It's interesting that we see this today because I was talking to my horticulture class today about photosynthesis and how a lot of our plants aren't taking off even though they're in the greenhouse because there's still not a lot of light. But,
No, but
tulips don't need a ton.
No, in fact, it's kind of an advantage because of the shade, they grow a little taller.
Okay.
See, light means then they will reduce the length. More light, less length.
Okay.
Less
So
light,
they're
more
trying to reach to the sun is basically what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
Like the trees do. Excellent. That is something I would not have thought about. We're looking at here is the ones behind you. Those were just harvested today,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
And then these are probably ready to go.
Then these are ready to go. They will harvest these definitely tomorrow.
These are nice and tall. How tall would you say those are? About 18 inches or?
No, this is about
Probably
17,
20.
18 inches.
Yeah.
We have, let's say, to our customers, we are using a minimum of 14 inches. But now this is a really good looking crop. And so this is then 3 weeks after we put them in the hoop house.
Okay, in case that wasn't picked up on camera, these are 3 weeks from the time we brought them out to the hoop house.
Yeah.
And you said, I think I heard you say your customers want a minimum of 14 inches height.
That is how we sell them.
Oh, that's how you prefer.
And I'm saying that there are maybe some in there that are a little shorter.
Right.
But the length is typically about 14 inches plus. So
Okay.
these are excellent.
Yeah. So
Nice.
basically you're saying a number one is 14 inches or taller.
Yeah, for our customers, yes.
Okay.
But you can see that we are cleaning them up pretty good. So this is a really good harvest. And you can see here too we are going to have a very high percentage score of the ones we planted.
And you told us before, one of these boxes or one of these flats, how many tulips are going to be in it?
Typically about 100.
In one of these boxes?
One of these ones.
Really?
Yeah.
That is tight in there.
Yeah.
And this box is, what, 2 feet by...
It is 60 centimeters by 40 centimeters.
Now, don't go be using metrics on it. As Americans, we're getting confused.
24 inches by, let me see, by 16.
Yeah, I was going to say it was 2 feet by 16 inches. This is smaller than your big greenhouse, but this is a standard size hoop house.
Yep.
So you've got, do you know how many flowers, if you have these all planted, how many you got going in one hoop house?
About 75 to 80,000.
75 to 80,000 in this hoop house.
Yeah.
And you've got 21 hoop houses and some greenhouses.
The greenhouse, of course, more in the greenhouse. If we have it planted one time, then I think we have about 1.5 million there at one time.
In just the greenhouse?
Just the greenhouse.
1.5 million tulips.
And here the 20 is also about 1.5 million. So if we have everything, let's say, in trays planted, set in those hoop house and greenhouse, then we have at one time we have 3 million tulips. So
that's how you make the big bucks. Okay, we're walking into a hoop house now that is being harvested by Benno's crew. Okay.
Because one variety you pick a little tighter than another variety. This one you pick a little bit more color, while they have good music.
That's right. You gotta be energized. Here's some that were picked here.
They're going pretty fast, huh?
Yeah, so he's picking the ones that are a little bit more open, a little bit more mature. Is that what it looks like right now? So these tulips that we're harvesting here, you're saying that we put it in a refrigerated truck and they can go, how long are they going to last in that cooled stage?
First they are going in our coolers, then in a refrigerated truck to our farm in California. We also have refrigerated coolers. Then from there to the customer is going in refrigerated trucks. And our customers that we sell to also have refrigerated coolers. So when they arrive there, they will go in refrigerated coolers and then they take them out for the customers.
Okay, so they're still in the same state that they're picked today because they're cooled, they haven't advanced.
Yeah.
And you're transporting them a lot. I'm assuming you're moving them pretty quick.
Yeah.
But how long can the tulips still be really good in the refrigerated state? How many days?
At least a week. No problem. And you won't see the difference because tulips are holding up really well. And our tulips, they've been proven over many years that our tulips have a very strong phase life, very good phase life. So we are very proud of it. But that's because we are doing everything up to perfection.
All right, we're stepping into the big greenhouse where he can grow over 1 million tulips at one time. There's Benno in the middle.
These were put in here about a couple of weeks ago. Like I told you the last time, every time when there is a like this production over here, if it is done, we will replace it with other ones.
Okay, so Benno, these here have been out here for how long?
For about
a week. These have been out here for a week.
Yeah.
Breaking out of dormancy now. So these have been out a little over 2 weeks and they're going to be harvested in about a week. Is this entire side of the greenhouse about this entire side of the greenhouse is probably about the same? Well, no. How have they been out here about the same amount of time? This entire side?
No.
No.
These were out here later.
Oh yeah. I can see we go from this height. This is about 2 weeks to dropping down in size. These are probably a week later.
Yeah. No. Yeah, a week later. Correct.
So we're picking these for beautiful flowers to go in the people's homes. Obviously the way they're being picked, the bulbs are done.
Yeah.
They won't produce anymore.
No.
If you were to grow these and you're trying to produce bulbs, which you also do, or do you still do that, or you not produce bulbs anymore?
Yeah.
So you're producing bulbs. A tulip plant can then produce typically how many bulbs?
One?
Just one.
One with some baby bulbs.
Okay.
So if you would go for, let's say, field production like we do too, then we are allowing that tulip to flower all the way, and then we let it die down. So then the crop will die down, let's say around June, and then we harvest those in July. We are getting them in our warehouse, going through a processing line, grade them, and then we will have, let's say, most of the tulip will have at least one mother bulb, so to speak, a bigger one, with some baby bulbs. The baby bulbs are for planting for next year. The mother bulbs are going either in the greenhouse or for production in the field again.
Okay, so basically one serious mother bulb, and then how many babies?
That depends on the variety.
Approximately.
Maybe one variety might have only one, another variety might have 3 or 4.
Okay. Okay.
So you could see in the where they picked in the hoop houses, going in those trays.
Yep.
They're going in the cooler. From the cooler they are going here. And then we are going to get them in these bunching lines. So you can see that they are going to put them on belt. They are going to.
Over behind there?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And they are going through a debulber. So this section automatically takes the bulbs off. See?
Oh, yep. I see it. Basically just slicing them off.
Yeah.
Drops the cut tulips over here. The cut off bulbs then are just garbage at this point in time.
Garbage.
So there they go.
Yeah, there they go.
The garbage bin.
So they're bunching it here in 10 stem bunches. And then we are going to put 5 of those 10 stem bunches in one of those white papers. This is the way they are going to our farm in California.
So there are 10?
5 10 stem bunches.
So there's 50 total?
Yeah, 50 total. We give them a drink of water before they are going to California.
But as they're traveling, they won't be sitting in water?
No.
But they're all hydrated, they'll be refrigerated,
yeah.
So they'll be good.
This is actually a line that you look at now,
yeah.
that we installed last week.
Oh, really?
This is a new line. We have an extra line. Cost of this line about $150,000.
Yeah. I loved your line last time I was here when you said farmers don't make money, they just buy more equipment.
Whatever we make our money is always going back in the business.
Yep.
If there is always something to improve, or it doesn't matter if it is, let's say, part of the greenhouse or tractors or equipment, or like this with a piece of new equipment for bunching flowers. And so this is so nice for the people because they can see that there is a future for them.
Thank you, Benno Dobe, for allowing us to tour your Holland American bulb farms and see how you can produce fresh cut tulips all of the year. And those of you that like the tulip story, please follow my channel. There will be another video coming soon of Benno's story of taking a leap of faith and leaving Holland and coming to America, bringing his young family and starting the farm, and how he went from nothing to an amazing tulip field. Thanks for joining me on the Flanagan Homestead, where Christmas trees are my business, teaching and cleaning horticulture is my job, and outdoor projects are my passion. Be blessed, everyone.